welcome here to an all-new edition of NeapoliDANS. You know what it is. You have two Italians here that are also talking about football. Myself, Dan Tortora, a.k.a. DT, and that's DV right there. Dan Villari, Syracuse Orange Football history, as well as Michigan Wolverine football before that. He's in the 2026 NFL draft, and every episode has its own name. Exclusive to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is NeapoliDANS. So I'm here with Dan Villari to talk about our topic today, which is Mangia. Dan, how we doing?
Mangia. Good, man. Very good. I love the topic.
Yeah,
My favorite one so far.
So I read something, and I actually shared it on my social media, and you might have seen it. But this speaks to Italians all too well. So it says, only Italians plan what they're having for dinner while they're still eating lunch. Care to comment?
Perfect. I was gonna, I was planning on telling you how important like meals are to my family. It's like it's everything. My dad would rather spend a few hundred on dinner than like anything, pair of shoes for himself or
Yeah.
just anything. So it's very important to our family.
If it comes down to getting snow tires or making Christmas cookies homemade, you're going to spend the money on the almond paste, and you're going to get the tires next Christmas time.
Exactly.
That's how it is. So
It's very serious. Yeah.
no, it's I mean, and we're coming. Listen, we're coming out of the Christmas season and whatnot. So I know we said it to each other, but I want to wish you a Merry Christmas again. And
Merry Christmas to you and your family too.
thank you, man. So I got to know, what was the spread? What was the tape? Like, paint me a picture. What'd you do Christmas Eve? What'd you do Christmas Day? Give me traditions. Tell me food.
So Christmas Eve, we went to my Aunt Pina's house. Everybody's very Italian, by the way. So we had the little appetizing course for we do courses.
Yeah.
So the first course is when we walk in and just talk and drink a little, refreshments. And after they had Aperol Spritz there and stuff like that, we had crab cakes, garlic bread, the charcuterie board with the cheeses. Um, we had galama. It wasn't fried though. It was with breadcrumbs and lemon.
Okay.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Okay.
They had like octopus salad and stuff like that, which I didn't touch, but
Say that again, though.
um,
You said right before you said octopus. Say that word again.
the galama.
Yeah. So the calamari.
Yeah.
So when
We
people
don't do,
can't,
it's not calamari.
yeah, calamari. I can't.
Yeah.
But
Nah.
I've gone to Italian restaurants and I've ordered calamari, and the woman goes, "What?" I said calamari, and she's like, "What are you talking?" And looking at, and then I point to it. She goes, "Oh, the calamari." I was like, "Go take your apron off and quit. Like, you need to leave. Like, this, what
Yeah.
is?" Yeah, I went to an Italian place called Rico's, and I got monagot, and I said to the lady, I still remember where I sat in the restaurant. I said, "Can I have the monagot?" And she didn't respond, and I go, "The monagot," and she looks at me, and I was like, I don't know how many times I got. I was like, "The monagot." She looked around.
Monagut. What are we talking
Yeah,
about?
she looked around the table and she's like, "What is he talking about?" She goes, "We don't have anything named Monagot on the menu." And then I pointed to it and she goes, "Oh, the manicotti." And I was like, and I think she was like, "I'm not Italian." I was like, "Well, I don't know how you got
That's
in here."
hysterical.
But
That's how you know you're in central New York, though.
like manicotti,
Yeah.
calamari. But the biggest party foul, no joke. I was working at a restaurant. This guy ordered soup. He said, "What would you like? What soups do you have?" I told him all four. He goes, "I'm not kidding." He goes, "I have the pasta fagioli." And I looked at him and I said, "We actually just ran out of that, but we do have some pasta fagioli." He didn't get it. But the
Uh,
manicotti, fagioli, calamari, I can't, dude, I can't. That's why when you said it and you said it so smooth, I'm like, tell everybody what you just said because everybody needs to hear calamari. But I think Italian restaurants should take a stand and they should say it the right way instead of like because they say it now. You go to an Italian restaurant, they say calamari, which is not
right.
what it is.
At least understand it
Right.
if a real Italian says it to you.
So
But
so so you
that's
the
cool.
octopus salad you didn't touch, which is also it's like a Spanish thing, but you didn't touch that. Okay.
Yeah, I don't eat salad or anything. But so then when we sat down, we had the fish soup. It's like a tomato what do you call it? Um
Is it like Manhattan clam chowder or no?
yeah, it's like the tomato why am I not
Like
the soup
minestrone?
like what do you call like the soup, the liquid part?
Like the broth.
The broth. I'm that was terrible. The tomato broth
Okay.
with like we had salmon in there, mussels, clams, and yeah, I think those three things in there. And it was unbelievable. With some bread, obviously, to dip
This is
in the
this is
broth.
this is all appetizers. By the way, he's not talking about any of the meal. I know that.
No.
You don't know that. People are sitting there
Yeah.
like cross-eyed right now, about to pass out because it sounds so good. He didn't tell you what they had when they sat down.
No. We didn't leave from the table either.
Yeah,
You
you
sit at
don't.
the table, you
You're
have the
locked
first
in.
course,
Your
have
body doesn't pee for like 9 hours when you're at an
ah,
Italian dinner.
you don't have to.
That's
So
right.
you stay there, you have conversations,
I love it.
tables cleaned up. Now dinner's here. We had shrimp, risotto, escarole, and a few different vegetables that, I wasn't doing on the holiday. I'm not it's cheat meal time, so I don't need the vegetables.
I love how you
But
said all this stuff and you said octopus salad, and I'm thinking he doesn't eat it because he doesn't eat octopus, but then he's saying he eats calamari and all this other stuff from the
yeah,
sea. So I'm like that doesn't really make sense. And then you come back to it and you go, I don't eat salad. That's not what we do.
yeah, yeah.
Like
But
I'm not interested. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But then after that, it was actually a light day, to be honest, because after that, we stayed at the table, had more conversations,
Yeah.
cleared the table, and now we're having espresso, lemon cake, crumb cake, cookies. My Zio, my uncle made, homemade lemon cookies.
Yeah.
So some real deal chefs in my family.
So this is Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
So what? So what is Christmas Day?
Christmas Day, similar things that right when you walk in, the table's set with the cheeses and what was it? It was like bean salad and more galama. What else did I have? A few just different little appetizers like that, and then um, we sat down and we had the pasta with bolognese sauce, a few bowls of that.
Yeah.
Then clear the table again, play with the little cousins, my little cousins. There's four of them. Oldest one is Massimo, then Biagio, then Valentina, and then Gabriella. So we're playing with those very Italian, and their dad's name is Fabio, and the mom's name is Marina. So just a little fact there.
That's
So
amazing.
we're playing with the kids for a while. Then we come back, and then we had like filet mignon steaks, sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, broccoli rabe, um, and more bread.
Always more
And
bread.
then
Always more bread.
yeah,
If you
yeah,
if
and
you're
then
in an, if you
dessert
go to an Italian
espresso.
restaurant, not to interrupt, when you go to an Italian restaurant, if there's like one piece of bread on the table or two pieces, and there's like it depends on how many people. Like if there's 10 people at the table and we're down to two pieces of bread, like everybody at that table, whether they admit it or not, wants one of those two pieces. And you got it. And I always ask, I'm like more, but it's funny. It's like more bread, more bread, more. You just and I do it when I'm out. Like if they have breadsticks, if I know I'm not going to eat a lot more, I ask for more so that when I box up my meal, I take all the breadsticks.
It's a great move. It's a power move.
That's right. So
No, the
so
bread
does
get the bread gets out of control
it's a lot.
because
And you know what? So do you?
yeah.
What do you put on your bread?
Well, I'll just dip it in the sauce. I
So
don't
you,
put anything on it. I
so
just
I'm no
rip.
butter. I take Parmesan and I sprinkle Parmesan or Asiago, whatever. I put cheese on the top of my bread, and then I
Yeah.
eat it like that and dunk it as well.
Because my grandmother's sauce is so good. It could be in a restaurant. It could be at Carbone and people would love it. Like it's the most amazing sauce I've ever had in my life. So I just dip the bread in that. It's all good.
So you got all this, then you have dessert on Christmas Day. What's dessert?
Um, what was the dessert? I actually don't think there was like two lemon cakes, couple Italian cookies, the biscotti cookies. I actually just had fruit though. I just had an espresso and some berries because that makes my stomach feel good after all that. So took it easy on the dessert.
Yeah, there's this Italian soda that so at Epcot and Walt Disney World down in Orlando, there's this like part of Epcot that has all these sodas from around the world, and they claim that this is the soda that this country like this is their fine whatever soda, and they have one and for Italy, and I'm gonna tell you what the soda is because it's disgusting. It's called Beverly, and I tried it and I'm convinced. Now, there's nothing that I've had in my life as an Italian that ever has mirrored this. It was so gross that, like, when someone's never tried it before, you always get that person like, "Hey, go try. Oh, try that one, try that," and they're like, "Oh, I like it, I like it, I like." And then you hit them with that curveball, and you're like, "Oh, go get that one," because now they trust you that they like these ones you pick. So then you're like, go try Beverly, save that one for last, and they're like, they spit it out. They're like, it's gross, and then who would drink that? And I figured it out. Italians eat so much that I think they eat a big dinner, they drink the Beverly, which makes them throw up so that they can eat more.
Hmm.
That's my thought.
Yeah, probably.
It's
Like a
gross.
limoncello.
Yeah, I've had limoncello
Like the
before.
limoncello burns your stomach, helps your chest.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like in the espresso, right? It's supposed to get everything to just clean out of your body, but it's. I did make rigot pie,
Mhm.
which have you ever had rigot pie?
No, no, I haven't. What's in it? Just regal?
So it's rigot. So it's a pie crust. It's rigot. It's sweetened condensed milk. It's I use oat milk, and what else do I have in there? 4 eggs. It's weird because like the stuff online, I don't follow it. I use brown sugar instead of regular sugar, and then I use more cinnamon. I do like whatever's online. My grandmother did it differently, and then I kind of add a little bit to it. But I know when I set it all up together and I pour it in to the pie crust to put it in to bake in the oven, I have to smell it. It's got
Mm-hmm.
to have a certain look and a certain smell. If it looks the part and it smells a certain way, even when it's all liquidy, I know it's going to be all right. And I'll tell you this right now, this arguably might have been the best one I made since like the beginning because the look of it was just like it was beautiful. Like it rises and then it sets. And when it set and I looked at it in the morning, it was perfect. So
I
here's
gotta
my
try
deal.
that.
I will bring you some rigot pie if you invite me over to a family 9 course meal. That's my deal. I'll bring the dessert. I'll bring the
So many,
dessert.
so many people want to come. My strength coach even said he wanted to come to one.
Listen,
Coach
you and I
Chad
are
Smith.
family. You're a little brother, okay? If I'm bringing rigot pie for your family, because they're all gonna listen, especially if they've never had it before. I feel like I'm gonna be walking in there with the golden goose. So if I'm coming in there with pure gold, I think I should at least enjoy, you know, some courses at the Villari household.
You would. And there's no doubt in my mind you wouldn't walk out of there being like that food was unreal.
Yeah, you're
It's
describing
legit.
it. Most of the people fell asleep, took a nap. I was like, you described like the first 3 things, then people are like, oh, so that's what you had, and you're like, no, that was like when I walked through the door and my grandma put a piece of cheese in my mouth and then she's like, go to the kitchen,
Yes,
the food's in there.
that's
But
the snack.
yeah, everything's a snack until you get to the meal. But I got to ask you about this one thing because I love it. My mom hasn't made them in a while. My extended family made them down in Flushing, New York. But she made, and this was just a regular meal on like a Tuesday. I was at Madison Square Garden doing some work, and Angela brings out this amazing dinner, and it's like leftover stuff that she had made. There's like 10 different things on the table, but she sits one thing right in front of me. And I looked at her and I looked at everybody else. I go, take what you want now. because I didn't even see everything on the table. I can't even tell you the other stuff that was on the table because what she put in front of me, I'm like, I'll eat 10 of these by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken cutlets.
Mm-hmm. The Holy Grail.
Chicken cutlets, man. You make a
Chicken
good chicken.
cutlets, man.
Like, I'll tell you this as a single man right now, if I find a woman that can make a chicken cutlet, we might just walk down the aisle that afternoon.
It's over with. It's over with, man. I'm telling you right now. We didn't have chicken cutlets, but we usually we do every time I go to my nonna's.
Yeah.
But they make it nice and thin.
Yes.
Lemon crust on the grill too.
Chicken cutlets.
Oh,
And when you make eggplant and it's so thin and it's layered and sauce on top and you cut into it and it just like it like breaks like water and then you try it and the eggplant is, I don't know how to describe it. It's like it's so perfect and it's so good and the texture is so awesome that it actually tastes like meat, which is crazy. But there's like a
I could
certain
see
way that
that.
some people have made it, but yeah. So my dad, I'll tell you what we did. So we did 7 fish, like our own thing, but we did four. So we did lobster tail, we did breadcrumb scallops, we did shrimp and pasta with the parmesan and all that mixed in, and some vegetables, and then we did, what's the other thing we did? Oh, what am I forgetting? Shrimp, scallops, lobster tail. Oh, and then my dad did calamari with like the onion and whatever, and he had it with no fried, but just the calamari and the pasta like my grandma did it. And he did the rings this year, and he had me try it to tell him when it was ready. And this was like the best texture that he's ever gotten it to. It was like restaurant quality. And then I brought rigot pie, pumpkin pie, and then my mom, she did stuffed shells, homemade stuff. She did the stuffed shells. She did the meatballs, homemade, Italian wedding soup, Italian bread at both houses from Lincourt Bakery only because it's the best ever. And then we had my pies there too. And then my mom and I made Italian cookies. So we had chocolate loaf, 7 layer, and then I think she had pistachio. She had almond paste. She might have had lemon balls too, chocolate
Mm.
balls. So yeah, I think they put like a little bit of rum in that. So those are the ones that people like go nuts over. But I'm all about the chocolate loaf. And then of course we had antipasto and my dad would. It's funny because when my dad leaves the room and he cuts up that fresh provolone and it's that hard provolone like the thick. It just
Hmm.
he's got that in cubes. When he leaves the room, I just take it right out of the salad. And when he comes back, he realizes, oh man, I guess I didn't put enough cheese in here, and I'm in the other room, had polished off 2 or 3 at that point.
That sounds phenomenal. I'm starving right now. Think, listen to this.
So now that
Oh
we've
my
talked
God.
about what it's like to manja in an Italian household, let's talk about how you eat on the field. What can you say to a coach if they said to you, how do you quench your hunger on the football field?
I'm just always hungry. It's that gene in me. I don't know how to you can't you're born with it. You can't make it. Um I always talk about how I have this like anxiety, but it's like a healthy anxiety. It's like if I don't in my head,
Yeah.
and this is real, in my head, if I don't do 20 extra hits on the sled after practice, extra blocks, I'm not going to accomplish my goals. I'm not going to go to the NFL. Like that's what I think about a lot. So it's kind of like this anxiety, like if you don't go the extra mile, it's not going to happen for you. Like why would God's not going to reward me? The game of football is not going to reward me.
Yeah.
So I always say like, when guys have bad practices and they just walk off the field, I'm like, how? How can you do that? Like, even when I have great practices, I'm like catching balls after because I'm like, if I just walk in the locker room after a great practice, like I'm complacent. Like it's gonna come back and bite me soon. So I just try and stay on top of myself. In the weight room, when coach says do 8 reps, sometimes I'm looking around like these guys doing 8 reps because I'm doing 10 or I'm doing 9. And like a lot of times I'll be like, when I'm really struggling at the end of a set and we have to do 10 reps and I'm at 10 and I really struggled with 10, I'm like, my mind is saying, do 11, do 11, do 11, do 11. You still a dog? Do 11. And like, I don't need to be doing, like, this is during the season too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I still got that dog in me. Let me do 11. I have to. I'm just like, I'm a little crazy like that. So
It's a good thing though.
it's just in me. It'll never leave.
No, to me, like it's such a good thing because like, and you could tell me if I'm wrong about this, but if you have a really good practice, if you have a really good session and things go well, and coach, you hear all good stuff, positive stuff, and then you have a practice where you hear some notes and some constructive criticism, and you didn't do as well as you did before. I get the feeling with you that you're the same. Like after a practice, I don't know if Dan Villari had a great practice or a bad practice, because well, not even a bad practice, because I think if you go after it, you never have a bad practice. Just like I don't think I've ever failed, because if I'm
Hmm.
giving my all and I'm doing it with God and I'm doing it with my passion, and I'm living my truth and who I am, it's like, how do you fail? So I just get the notion of like, if I came up to you after practice on a Monday and you just had like, it was great, it was awesome, everything was clicking. Tuesday, it took you a little while to get clicking and whatnot. I feel like at the end of that practice, I'm going to see Dan Villari take as many reps, catch as many balls, do as many things, go out and run another like I feel like your practice at the end of it, you can't tell what type of practice you had, because you have a consistency of, I'm going to go the extra mile at the end of everything. Is that fair to say that up, down, or in between, you're always like going after it no matter what, how the practice went?
I'm way too hard on myself. That's what it is. I never feel like I had a good enough practice. Like it's never good enough. A lot of things in my life are not good enough. So, but it just keeps me working. Like it keeps me working. Like I feel like I'm gonna be that guy with millions of dollars and I'm on a team starting all pro and I'm gonna want more. I'm gonna want more. I'm gonna want all the accolades to win the most. Like there's a fine line that you have to draw,
Yeah.
but I've always been that guy that just I can't settle. I mean, I've had family members tell me where when nobody saw the vision, I wanted to play Power Five football, and I've had family members tell me, why don't you look at Nassau Community College? They got a great football program, and you could get a scholarship from there. And I looked at all of them, and I was like, no way, no way, I'm getting this. Like no disrespect to anyone that plays at a lower level. Football is football, but I couldn't live with myself without the stakes being high and just having the best in everything.
Yeah, and I feel like when you talk about that, and I'm not surprised, when you talk about this, I mean, you and I have discussed that you've had a coach, you had Coach and I say like, you're not the best tight end in this room. I don't know if you could play on this team. I don't know if you could play at this level. And then you said, watch me. Like, watch what I'm going to do next. Where did that dog come from in you? Where did that nature come from in you? I know you and I have talked about your father, but is there something beyond there? Is there something like you have to make a decision? Like your dad can set a good example, he can give you good advice, anybody can do that, but you can bring a horse to water, you can't make him drink. So why is
Mm.
Dan Villari this guy that's like demanding when people go, just settle, Dan. You could just do this, or you don't have to worry about it, or don't try that hard, or come inside, it's raining, or it's snowing. Why are you doing that? Or why are you catching all these balls? You already caught 40, or why? Like when you have all these people saying, it's enough. What has made you the guy that says, I can get one more?
Listen, I really think it's just I have that part of my brain that just says like I'm fucking nuts. Like I'm nuts. Like that's all it is. Like it's
I
just
like that we're
in
on the
it's just
internet so he can swear and be honest.
yeah, I was thinking, can I swear? But you know what? I'm out of college now. But
You're all good.
yeah, man, it's just that grittiness. My
Yeah.
my dad was a construction worker. All my uncles were in construction. They were nuts. They were just tough as nails. And I think I just grew up tough. And my father always instilled that anything you want in life, you gotta work harder than everybody else. And um, I'm just trying to think. I just always wanted it, man. I love football, and it started with I love football so much. I love hitting people so much. A lot of my anger is released on the field,
Yeah.
um, instead of in other ways that, wouldn't be good for myself. And it went from loving the game to I'm pretty good at this game and I can set my life up forever. I could set my family up forever. I could be financially free. I can do whatever I want. I can change lives. I can help people and just kind of be the man, like be the man that everybody looks to for help. And I hate being average. I don't want to be average. It's just not, it makes my blood boil. So I can't, I just don't want it for myself. And
Yeah.
a lot of people are okay with it. And there's just like a higher power. Like, I just feel like God doesn't, he knows that I cannot be that. I'm not made for that. And I'm made to do something magnificent in my life. And I could just feel it. I could just feel it every day. When I do something wrong, I do something I'm not supposed to, I feel the anxiety. Like, I feel it so much that
Yeah.
when I do really well, I feel the anxiety that like no, keep pushing. Like, don't sit on your butt ever. It's coming. It's coming one day.
So I'm going to ask you a question that you would probably ask me too, or a lot of people would ask me. When do you sit down and when do you sleep?
Yo, you gotta ask my friends this. My friends are like, dude, we went out last night and how do you wake up at 8 in the morning and you're like stretching and, you know, I'm doing the massage gun on my legs and getting a lift in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because God's not letting me sleep. Like, he's just not. I just can't rest my head sometimes. It's hard to rest my head when I know I demand a lot from myself. But like, at times it's been too much. At times I've had coaches tell me, yo, you need to rest. Like, you need to chill. Like, I had to call my receiver coach the other day and I was like, hey, Mike, like, Christmas is coming up. I got 2 days off right now on my schedule. Like, do you think I'm good? Like, do you think I earned these 2 days off? Like, can I chill? He's like, Dan, you can chill. Like, just relax. Enjoy Christmas with your family, and we'll pick it up on Sunday. And I was like, all right. I needed him to tell me that because like I don't believe anything that I'm telling myself. When I tell myself to chill, I don't believe it.
No, I'm with you on that.
But
I feel that 100%. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, wait, so I'm not going to be on the air on Christmas Day or New Year's Day. I'm like, but is that okay? Like, should I maybe record something just so they have something? Because that's it is. I mean, when you have that in you, that dog, that hunger. So for you, if you're always hungry, do you let yourself enjoy anything? Do you let yourself celebrate? Coaches talk about 24-hour rule. We lose a game, 24 hours, get over it. We win a game, 24 hours, celebrate, get over it, move on. Do you let yourself be in the moment? Do you let yourself be excited? Do you let yourself celebrate? Do you let yourself have fun? Because I get that thing in your head. Like, I'm always on to the next thing, not because I don't appreciate the current thing, but because I'm an idea person. I'm a creator. That's what I like. Whenever I create and I see it work, I'm like, see, when I create something in my head, I'm like, when I create it here, before I even make it come to life with God, I'm like, I know it's going to work. I know it's going to
Hmm.
work. So what's the next thing? So
Yeah.
how do you stop and appreciate creation that you've been a part of, things that you've done? Is that hard for you?
It's hard for me, but obviously I'm a human being. I have fun with my friends. I have fun with my family. I do all that fun stuff when I earned it, but it's also like people don't know when I'm out having fun after a win, like in my mind, I'm like, I can't wait for next week. Like I can't wait for Monday. Like I'm gonna be the best. Like it's just in the back of my mind all the time. But yeah, I definitely know how to enjoy myself and let some steam off. But the next day that fire is right back in me. And yeah, if one day, that fire's not in me, which will never happen, like something's wrong with me. Like I'm not myself. Something, you know, it would just never happen. It just won't.
You're talking about personal responsibility. You're talking about generating your own, right? You have a
Yeah.
strong faith. You're talking about it coming from the inside. I don't need somebody to get me up out of bed. I don't need somebody to feed me. I don't need somebody to bring me to practice. I don't need somebody to bring me to the gym. I don't need somebody to put me on the track. Like, I don't need somebody to make me watch film. A lot of people are like, oh, if you want me to do this, then you come help me. You come this, you come that. The people that are truly successful, in my opinion, in life are the people whose engine is on the inside,
Hmm.
not on the outside where someone's trying to start it for you, but on the inside. So bring
Hmm.
me into that personal responsibility, the fact that your hunger is internal. You're not saying, somebody tell me why I should eat. Somebody bring me food so I can eat. Somebody give me a reason to eat. Why does your hunger come from the inside out and not the outside in?
It's got to be God, what God instilled in me. I just always had that dog in me since I was little, since I could even think about anything important in life.
Yeah.
I've just always had it in me. I've been playing ball since I was 6 years old, and I've been doing extra drills, extra lifting, extra reps. I've been doing extra since I was young, like really young. And I just I grew up watching my dad do it. And so I just thought, that's what life is. That's what we do as men. We do extra and we don't need anyone to tell us to do extra. And we're just tough as nails and we just get through whatever. And there's just so many things in my career where I had to just overcome, and it was all inside me. And now it's a repetitive thing. Like when something comes up, I know how to get over it. Like just do what you've always done.
Yeah.
Just work and pray. Um, I wasn't a superstar growing up. I was always a great athlete, probably, the best athlete on the field, but I wasn't always a superstar. And I always wanted to be. And I just worked like it all the time.
Most important question and the final one of this episode of NeapoliDANS with Dan Villari and myself, Dan Tortora, 2026 NFL Draft Prospect Dan Villari. This episode 3 entitled Mangia. And the final question for you, Dan, is an Italian's hunger who also plays football. Is an Italian football player's hunger ever quenched?
So, there's not a lot of Italian football players now,
But
you know?
I
But
guess what I'm really asking you is, like, we call this Mangia, we talk about food and being Italian. Is your
yeah,
hunger ever satisfied?
no, no, it's not. And I know I talked about me a lot, but it's also the Italian culture, you know? Our ancestors, our Italian immigrants came across the Atlantic and they had nothing and they made nothing into something, and they did it by just working, just blue collar people. Um, so that's instilled in us. And Italians are just gritty, man. They're just gritty, like sons of you know what.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah, I mean, you made a great point of how can you not understand the value of hard work, dedication, determination, family, prayer, God, because that's the essence of being Italian. There was something that
Mhm.
was said a while ago in front of me about, like, if Italians never became a part of American culture, American culture would be void of so many things that make a family a family.
Yeah, family.
So
My favorite thing about it.
that's the best part. So with that being
Yeah.
said, from family to family, myself, Dan Tortora, to Dan Villari, your 2026 NFL draft prospect, your tight end to bring into your camp here with us in NeapoliDANS every Wednesday at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time, exclusively on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. This episode 3 made you hungry this morning. Mangia. Mr. Villari, as always.
Manja.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Good stuff.